Welcome to the Creativity Theory Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Smith. Get ready for an episode today. Today, my guest is Sean McAdams, old pal, wearing a, what is that shirt? Is that Peter Griffin as a slug?
Oh, no, it's for a band. They're called NC Cum Dogs.
Cum Dogs. Well, I do like that name.
Yeah, shout out Cum Dogs. Shout out every woman.
Yeah, shout out all the women out there. Well, never mind. There's at least one woman I would say don't shout her out. You know who you are.
I know. I'm scared.
All right. As you may know, we got to read an ad before we get into it. So here's today's ad. This episode of the Creativity Theory Podcast is brought to you by Little Caesars. Are you tired of the same old pizza flavors? Do you crave a unique and satisfying taste experience? Look no further than our new pretzel crust pizza. Picture this, a soft and chewy pretzel crust perfectly baked to a golden perfection. Each bite is loaded with melty cheese, zesty sauce, and your favorite toppings, all nestled in a warm and salty pretzel crust. It's the perfect combination of savory and sweet, and it's sure to please any pizza lover's taste buds. Whether you're hosting a party, feeding your family, or treating yourself to a solo indulgence, our pretzel crust pizza is the ultimate crowd pleaser. We here at the Little Caesars family believe in three things: great pizza, great prices, and that Ukraine deserves everything that's happening to them. Little Caesars.
God damn it.
Little Caesars. Pizza.
Is that real? Not the...
Chat GPT helped me write that.
I can tell. No. Is pretzel crust pizza a real thing?
Yeah, So did you see them doing the corncob crust?
Dude, you're fucking with me.
No, so, well, I think that they were fucking with us. They went through great lengths with this ad thing because they actually had, like, some of these, like, random TikTok food reviewers, like, actually have a corncob pizza and made it look like, yeah, you can go get this.
That's awesome. And they leaned into it?
Yeah. And they even paid Eric Wareheim to do ads. For him. And so they have like Tim and Eric style ads about the like he's playing this character John J. Pep, and it's like we're bringing, like, we looked at all your comments, you see all these people asking for pretzel crust, and then he just goes and they find one comment that says corncob crust, and they go, so we're bringing to you corncob crust. And
that's fun. I'm surprised that's off my radar.
Yeah, I'm surprised it was on my radar.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, because you don't eat. Right?
Yeah, I don't eat. That? Yeah, I don't eat.
What's your diet again? That probably comes up a lot. What's your diet again?
Yeah, it's just water.
I have no idea if you're fucking with me half the time.
No, it's still the animal-based thing. So meat and fruit, raw dairy, bone broth, organ meats.
Okay.
But now I'm doing one meal a day. So I have a big breakfast and then I don't eat.
Anytime I've fasted, I've always done it like mid or late day.
That's what I've typically done when I fasted like that. But I'm doing it this way now because I kind of like getting it out of the way and then having the whole rest of the day.
Do you get like sluggish still? Because like that's the biggest thing I noticed with fasting
I just get sluggish a little bit after that first meal, but it's not too sluggish because of what I'm eating. It's just more like the volume of it. I eat pretty much about as much as I can handle before it is like, oh, I feel horribly full, like I went to a buffet. I don't feel like that after I eat.
Oh yeah, well I mean if you're eating clean like that, you don't feel like shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I've only been doing one meal a day for not even a week, but I have already lost like 7 pounds.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. 4 days of that.
I don't know. I should get back into like a diet and exercise regimen, but I kind of see it as like limiters if I don't.
Yeah.
I'd be too powerful.
Yeah. I understand that.
If I had abs and got enough sleep, oof.
Yeah. What do you think would happen?
I would be too powerful.
I know, but what would you do with that power? Is that you?
Yeah, I'm being very rude. I'm going to turn this off.
I'm also going to put mine on silent.
Huh. Sorry, I was reading an Amber Alert.
Those are my favorite.
Those are your favorite?
Those are my favorite.
Your favorite what?
Whenever I get an Amber Alert, that's my favorite thing that can happen to me.
Why is that your favorite thing?
I don't know. It just gives you a little neurochemical boost. You know?
This is starting off rough. Oh man.
No, this is good. This is a good start. Ukraine, pedophiles. Where next?
God damn it.
I can't believe that I just asked ChatGPT, write me a Little Caesars ad, and they put the Ukraine thing in.
God damn it. I shouldn't have smoked weed before this. I
You did?
Yeah, well, I just got back into smoking weed, and I was like, this will make me a little silly. And now I just feel my hair growing.
Yeah.
And
Well, tell me about that. Why'd you decide to start smoking weed? I thought that was gay.
Smoking weed is for babies, but
And is gay.
I'm not saying that.
You're not going to say the G word?
I'm not gonna say the G word, dude. Lots changed for Sean.
Tell me what's changed.
Oh jeez, I don't even know where to start. Oh, but smoking weed, yeah, I definitely notice it correlates to me like kind of getting lazy and depressed, but makes it way easier just to kind of like, because I mostly do edibles, so I'll eat like a high dosage of an edible and then just kind of spaz out and watch like a bunch of weird transportation logistics documentaries on YouTube.
Okay.
And like just things that explain that.
How many transportation logistics
A lot,
I can't even say the word. Transportation logistics documentaries.
Well, I guess they're not documentaries. It like explains how they work. That's just a hole I've fallen on the last 3 days.
Is this like a YouTube rabbit hole?
Yeah, well, it's just the algorithm. If they like, I don't know, you watch one thing about trains and then they think you want to know everything about
it's a
shipping.
train thing. Okay, I see where this is going.
Of trains, air raid sirens.
I figured out which psychological disposition is lending you to watch this sort of stuff.
I gave myself autism a few years ago.
I'm not saying the A word.
We say autastic in this house. How about that? But yeah, I've just been getting violently high, and it's never pleasant when I'm in there. And yeah, watch a bunch of just, you know, mostly informative stuff, like documentaries or stuff like that, where it just breaks down like how do batteries get from here to there.
Right.
Whoa. And yeah, then I pass out. I wake up the next day sweating, but like I got a good night's sleep.
Yeah. Well, whatever helps you, you know, sleep.
Yeah. Well, pot's a gateway drug. I'm trying to get back.
Trying to get back to other bigger drugs.
No, I'm trying to get back to the gate.
Oh, okay. So this is reversing. You're trying to leave the gate. Well, seem to be enjoying it.
Something like that. I'm not enjoying this right now because, like I said, very fun. If I mean, still not pleasant instantly, but I don't notice how like cognitively impaired it makes me until I talk to people because I'm just like.
I used to. One of the like early motivators for me to try to quit smoking was like, I mean, it was back before I moved to LA, and it was like seriously like one of the first things I noticed, even while I was still like a daily smoker, was the fact that I would use exactly what you just said. Like, it makes me awkward when I talk to people. I would always use that as a way to bow out of conversations. Like at the comedy club, if someone would come talk to me, someone that I like, you know, and that I want to talk to would come up to me and start talking to me, I would get in my head. I would start paying attention to the sound of my hair growing. and then I would miss like the last 5 sentences they said to me. And then I would come back in and they'd finish talking. Like, now it's my turn. Like, I'm sorry, man. I honestly didn't hear anything you just said, even though you just said it right to my face and I was looking at you.
And nodding, yeah.
Yeah. And I feel really bad about it, but I gotta level with you. I'm so high right now. I can't socially interact. I'm really sorry. And I would do that often to the point where like I thought about the compound effect of that. I'm just like, that's not good. If that's what like socializing with me is like for many people across time. It's funny that's like a one-off thing that happens.
Yeah, but if that's your baseline. Well, the cool part is like you don't even have to. You could have just told people that. You just tell people you're violently high all the time, and then never have to face real accountability for not listening.
Well, that was it. It was I essentially became the person that would just say I'm violently high all the time, so just don't even try. But like, again, what is that going to do to you? I mean, I'm finding out what that did to me socially. It's not good.
I feel like that's not the only thing that hindered you socially.
Oh, no.
It could be the everything else.
Yeah, it could be the everything else. But I mean, well, that's the way I say it too, is just like pot, along with many other things, psychedelics. I'm sure that it's not that these things are inherently bad or cause these things. It's just that whatever everything else is that's wrong with me, I can only handle it straight. I can't handle it if you destabilize it with substances.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that. Because psychedelics are a weird one for me, where I don't want to take them because, like, I'm afraid of how productive they can be sometimes. Yeah. And, like, I don't know. It's all kind of, I don't think any of that's good or bad. They just kind of exist.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue there's some things that are, like, there's some compounds that, like, how they interface with the human body, it's just junk food, you know? Like, there's not a double edge. There's no, it's just, okay, this is probably just mostly bad. But, yeah, I don't know. I
pros and cons of fentanyl. Let's go.
Fentanyl, more like it. I don't know. There's probably, keeping Chinese black market chemists, they get to provide for their families.
Yeah. I think it keeps you indoors.
Yeah, I mean, it can. It's gonna make you go outdoors to get more fentanyl.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the fentanyl thing's kind of like I think it's a little bit of a rumor.
Oh, it's not.
Well,
it's definitely not.
Well, they keep saying that it's in cocaine, and I've been trying to find.
You've been trying to
find it with the fentanyl in it. And
no dice.
No dice.
Yeah, I know of people that are specifically addicted to taking fentanyl in pill form.
Oh yeah, no, it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. What the fuck are we doing?
So I don't know anything about what you're doing now. Are you still working at the place? What is the place? Is that your place?
It's a speakeasy inside of a grocery store.
Okay.
It is also the most dynamic venue in Wilmington, North Carolina. Possibly the East Coast. Possibly America. Possibly other places.
What makes it so dynamic?
I don't know. It's just it's cool. And
you just gotta come see it.
It's cool and it's important.
I believe you.
Should. No, I don't know. A few months ago, me and some of my friends just started tearing apart my friend's business. Ripped apart a grocery store, condensed it into a smaller part of this little hippie co-op we have. So it's a natural wine bar, organic grocery store. It's kind of supposed to be the front end of it, and then now like the Place, which is a music venue. And yeah, the idea was there. Me and the owner just cashed in like every favor we had, did some quasi illegal stuff, and that was a joke. It was a funny joke. And I'm a pathological liar. Anything I say on this is not true.
Yeah.
Unless the statute of limitations is up for what I said. But even then, I'm lying. Big old liar. But yeah, that kind of spawned it. I had an idea. I wanted it to be like weird, kind of grassrooty, word of mouth thing. And I don't know, it was working out really, really well. Which sucks. It sucks when
things work out.
Yeah, honestly. Because it's just like, anytime I put a ton of effort into something like that, and that's why I like I like my mindset with goals, but I even had this mindset going into it where it's just like, all right, there's no goalpost for anything in life. You know what I mean? Like there's never, because I've had untangible dreams and I've gotten like close or done, like some of them. And there's never this like, oh, okay, I did it. I'm good. And I felt like deep depression of just like, oh, I've put so much fucking weight into this thing or this goalpost. And then when you get there, it's like, everything's still screaming up here.
Yeah.
What's up? But it's like I'm really proud of how well, that venue's been doing. Mm-hmm. But also, it's just like, all right, fuck. What's the kind of been a refooting thing now, where it's okay. What's the next logical step for this thing? What's the next logical step for me? Because really, I know I don't have a career or anything at this point. Definitely want to remain creative in any aspect that I can, but pretty much just want to follow enthusiasm and what like makes me excited.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
what makes you excited right now?
I don't know. I fucking hang out with my friends all day. That's pretty sick.
What do you do with them?
They play music or do comedy, and like that's my fucking job. And I make like a decent, I make enough to get by like just doing that now, and that's, I think, pretty fucking cool.
That's a good feeling. Yeah, for sure. So is this is all at the place that you're doing this? Like, that's where your job is?
Yeah. I mean, between that, some friends and I are
like managing it.
Well, yeah, I don't have a job title there anymore technically, because I started out just booking for when it was a wine, like when the wine bar was the main focus, mm-hmm. and, just like singer-songwriter type stuff, which was a fun challenge, but I'm not very good at that.
Mm-hmm.
And really just kind of writing on the wall of just like, oh, hey, you could put 2 bands up here, they can make money. Any business of that, like any entertainment facility, I guess. Is that the right word? So I'm violently high.
He can't do it. You have to forgive him. You have to give him a pass.
What kind of pass?
Well, that's
no, but I don't. Oh, but I guess what I was getting at is like any entertainment venue, anything where you're watching a show live. Most of the time, the margins on that are all made up like alcohol sales.
Oh, okay.
So I understand. Okay, how to do that from working in different capacities, either of booker, promoter, like bar manager, kind of how to do that shit. And yeah, a bunch of people just also needed spots to do it. This town's got a pretty good, I think a really, really good emerging music scene. And yeah, now that gets to be my main priority, which is cool.
Are you mostly doing music stuff there?
Yeah, I mean, I want to get it more multifaceted. I booked a few comedy shows, and then, I'm trying to get everything.
Yeah. I feel you. Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's pretty. Once again, very cool, very important.
It is. It does sound like that. It does sound like it is very cool and important.
It is very cool and important. I don't know. What have you been up to, mister?
This, shooting photos. I really feel like that's about it. Chasing poontang.
How's chasing poontang going?
I'm not catching any.
Yeah, I'm afraid of it now.
Oh, me too, big time.
I broke my brain so bad.
I intentionally chase pussy that is never gonna give itself up to me.
Dropping the P word like that? I don't like that. I don't like that, mister.
I intentionally chase women who will never ever. I don't know. And I was talking to someone about that, and they pointed out to me that might be unconsciously intentional.
Oh no, probably it 100% is.
Yeah, because like deep down, I really don't want it. Like I do not want a relationship, or even to cross the physical boundary, and like become emotionally and psychologically entangled with someone on that depth. But I like the flirting.
Oh yeah. No, it's very cute and campy. Because I don't know if you're like if you're nice and engaging and like very genuine with me, it just sucks because I don't know why my brain works like this, but it just kind of shuts down. Or even if I'll be like, oh, this is a genuine connection. This is nice. This is flowing. Like you seem like a cool person. For whatever reason, my brain's just like, oh wait, there's a girl over here who's like gonna be really mean to me. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah,
Hell
yeah.
So I don't know what that is, but it's definitely like some kind of self-sabotage.
Yeah, the self-sabotage.
But it also, like, that's a relative term. You know, I mean, how you framed it's a little better. Like, self-conscious decisions for sure. Like, who's to say? I don't know. I don't like putting certain things as like certainties as far, especially when it's actions. As far as like, is that sabotage? Is it good or bad? So
yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. Know what happens when you make sense?
What?
You make dollars.
Please don't do that.
I'm so alone.
Me too. How's your mental health?
If I was doing any better, they would lock me up. No, my mental health has been pretty good. Well, I guess I always kind of recognize things, but that's not really a virtue of intelligence. Intelligence is kind of solving the problem, but I've realized more so lately just how I don't want to say irregularly, but that's probably the best word. I don't know. My brain don't work so good. My brain does not work well, or at least, like, you know, that's what I thought. Because definitely always been prone to like cycles of depression, manic energy. And I don't know if this is the most productive thing moving forward, but it has been helping me of literally just kind of recognizing the signs instead of fighting and feeling bad about how my brain works, just kind of leaning into it. So if I go in a manic cycle, it's like, okay, shit, I feel amazing. I got 3 days. I'm going to get fucking shit done.
Yeah.
And then after that, you go to the big sad. And I'm just kind of treating those like periods of depression where it's just like, all right, well, maybe we'll just kind of treat this like a warm blanket, not feel bad for feeling bad. My apologies.
It's more get comfortable and let the storm pass.
Yeah, just like, hey, this is, I've been viewing it now as just like, okay, this is my brain telling me, hey, we want to chill for a little bit.
Yeah.
But also keeping an eye on that. Like if it's been like 2 days and I haven't left the house or got out of bed, it's like, all right, let's clean up these 45 beer cans and get up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good that you should know that and do that.
You know what else it is?
What?
It's very cool
and important.
And important.
Yes. Yeah.
How's your mental health been?
I might be depressed right now, but a little bit like what you said. I think I've gotten to the point where, of course, if I'm manic, like I don't know if I would describe what I am, because what you just described kind of sounds like using bipolar disorder, like switch between manic and depressive.
Yeah.
So, and I think I kind of had that experience, and that could be what it is. Like I can definitely think of like some manic episodes or things that seem like manic episodes to me that I did use the shit out of it to get something done. Like a lot of that Love Songs for No One album was manic episode. Like,
oh yeah, no, I was around quite a bit in that period. Yeah, that was a very manic episode.
That was a manic episode. But man, what came of it?
It's pretty good.
Pretty cool.
Pretty important.
Pretty important. Pretty cool and important.
No, I don't know. It's all. Oh, sorry.
But I was going to say the depression thing. So I think before, I would, with the depression, I would just do what I can, but it wasn't a lot. And I don't think I had like, being someone that doesn't go to the gym, I think not like the time in my life where I wasn't doing that, I didn't have the capacity to push through a depressive episode manually, like start cleaning up the beer, getting ahead of cleaning up the beer cans, knowing at the very beginning of the depression, this is going to be the thing that gets me out of this.
Oh yeah, but it's also interesting to see where you, because you kind of start cultivating it. Like depression. It's almost like it's kind of like just having like a patch of land, and then you're putting different things in the field, and that will just grow into a forest of depression. Like, good. you just ate. Like wash your plate if you're gonna bring it in somewhere. Like how those things kind of like stack up, and because you water, you know, the little depression tree.
Yeah.
Or at least that's a correlation I make a lot, you know?
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is this has to do with a lot of what you've seen with me, of me going back and forth between being like, I'm cutting all the neurochemical pleasure and drugs out of my life, and then after trying it for a few weeks or a couple months, I'm back at it and riding the wave. And I think that it's recognizing, and I've known this for a long time, and it's why I keep thinking that the answer is to completely get off and never look back, and figuring out exactly how deep it goes with how many different substances and sources I'm deriving neurochemical pleasure from. But I think that has everything to do with that bipolar wave, because it's like when you are successfully extracting the desired neurochemical product out of that pattern of behavior, that's what yields a manic episode. You're getting a high neurochemical release, but your brain capacity and neurochemistry the time is limited on that. And when your brain can't produce the chemicals anymore, even with the drugs or substances you're using, you're going to get that depression, no matter whether you continue using them or decide to take them away. And so it's recognizing that, yes, there's still mania and depression without it, but rather than the waves being like this, they're like this.
So with you not having any input as far as like mind altering chemicals, do you feel like your swings are? So you're saying your swings are less crazy and it's just kind of a more steady mood? Yes,
I am much more stable and steady. But like the reality is, especially when you deprive yourself of, like I think that, at least for me, the caffeine use and ceasing to give myself orgasms or to get orgasms from sex, those things are, I think, really, like the caffeine's a really constant and easy one, and it's really like socially enforced and approved of. So that's just a hard one to get rid of on that level. But then the orgasm is just really intense, and it's the highest neurochemical pleasure, and it's the most natural neurochemical pleasure.
My like hesitancy with like really delving into, you're talking about like semen retention essentially, right? Yeah. I'm very hesitant to go into that just because of the camp of, or like, you know, look into it because of the camp of people that are talking about not jerking off.
I understand that a lot. Like I do not, I have no interest in being part of those like online groups or forums.
Kevin Gates is into it, that rapper.
Yeah, it's weird hearing some of the like celebrity influence or people that are like.
It's the only celebrity I know that's publicly talked about competition.
Well, I mean, there's also like a lot of like boxers and shit. Like Mike Tyson apparently would do it, leading up to fights, and he's not the only one. There's a lot of like fighters that do that. I think I heard like Steve Jobs did it.
I wouldn't be surprised if he never
Elon
came.
Musk maybe.
Elon Musk probably comes a lot, I feel like.
But also I feel like the Elon and Steve Jobs are more like they don't do it out of like stopping themselves. It's that they make themselves so busy they can't.
Yeah, well, Steve Jobs probably never had sex.
That's possible. That's definitely the case.
Probable. Maybe do like an ID discovery type thing. Look into that.
But anyway, I don't know very much of that. But the point there with the foregoing those things, along with everything else, the crash from starting to go into that, it's like, you know, you're in this mania wave or whatever, and then you are intentionally going, okay, I'm going to do this.
Yep.
And I'm going to very slowly come up, like over like 2-3 months, to a healthy baseline.
Sounds boring.
It does, and it's really hard to get past those initial months. And then once you disrupt it again, I mean it's a very delicate system, but my hunch and my intuition and the bit of experience I've had dipping my toes into it and then coming back, it's always like the undeniable intuition which drives me mad whenever I break a streak, is like knowing.
Well,
like,
that's putting weight into goals is it's important, but I feel like with kind of the blueprint you just laid out of when it's that kind of
it's a huge ask.
Yeah, and having that kind of like tying things like that to be like, oh, this needs to be an absolute, just leaves to like where those dips of when you fuck up or when you aren't on a or you can't be regimented, then it feels hard. Like, it makes it feel so horrible.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I'm not consciously choosing to put that weight there.
Yeah.
The weight is coming from continuing to experiment and give it a go. And like, of course, when I started trying these things 5 years ago, I went in with like the same mindset anyone else like you would encourage of like, you can't put absolute. It's got to be moderation. Maybe you can pull back from these substances, but just whatever. But the lesson, that's what I'm saying. This is from repeated pulling it away and bringing it back, is realizing, oh no, this only really works if you are absolute.
Well, that's true if you decide it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I don't know about that, because I think that it goes to this thing about thinking a thing and making a decision about a thing versus believing a thing. And I think that thoughts and beliefs are very different. And I like you control thoughts to some degree. You get to pick thoughts, and you can humor thoughts that maybe you don't believe. But beliefs, you don't really get to pick.
I don't know. I have an odd scale. I might get into that later of how I actually weigh things, but like, the law of attraction, secret people, most of them are fucking miserable, but there is a lot when you can just really tie like true belief in anything. I got into this argument the other day and fully believed it. Do you think that you could train your nose to operate as effectively as a police like working dog, or like a working dog,
I don't think so.
I think I can.
Okay.
I think I can, and I think it would take 11 years. And I don't know why that's the number, but I believe that.
I mean, that's a good bit.
It's not a bit, and that's the problem.
A bit.
No, that's not
a bit.
No, but that's like
that's
validly,
100% a bit.
No, but that's validly. That's probably also why maybe I should look into this more. But I was arguing that
as a bit.
Yes, I was getting validly mad, and I was like, "Am I gonna have?" Because it almost that is a bit, but
You're
I was almost
to the
like
bit so much that you're believing it.
I don't know, but it was an instantaneous like, yeah, I could do that, and as soon as people were like, that's retarded, you can't do that. I went full in, and then I validly got mad, and I was like, you guys need to stop telling me that I can't do this, because I don't want to have to like go away for 11 years and whatever kind of like journey it takes to do this
just to prove it.
But I really like, please do not make me have to fucking do this.
Yeah.
And that was real. That was real.
See, okay, so to be 100% transparent and straight with you, like, that doesn't seem real at all. That seems like you're just committing to the bit, and that it's just extra funny that you're asserting that it's real and that you're getting really frustrated.
That's the problem, because I have broken my brain on that level.
Yeah.
With also, it took me like 3 tries to do my laundry correctly. So it's like, should probably be putting this energy into something else. But I have this profound, just kind of like, yeah, I could probably do anything. Because I was talking to a psychic a few weeks ago. I think I want to do it more. It was fun. It took like 3 hours. She either loved me or hated me. I don't know. But I was arguing. Well, I was just kind of arguing that because it was like the general, like what kind of came off to me is like, like a cold reading thing, say things that would apply to anything else. And then just this whole thing of like, oh, well, it says here, like, you have a lot of potential and you can do anything. I was like, I could probably, and I told that lady that, I was like, I could probably do like anything, I think I could do most things I really wanted to. And then I was like, okay, I probably can't be in the NBA or like, and I'll probably never be an astronaut. And then she was just like, I think I said that like twice. And then she was just like, I also have a spaceship on my arm because it looks cool. Mm-hmm. And she's like, what is this thing about the astronaut? Like, do you feel like you really couldn't be an astronaut? I was like, oh no, I was using an example. I was like, well, you got that tattoo, and you brought it up twice. I was like, no. And also, I just don't think, and I was thinking about it, I was like, based on my like knowledge of aviation, I could probably operate a spacecraft. I could probably figure it out.
Yeah.
And then that's when this poor woman, I talked to her for like 2.5 more hours after that. Then it was all shit like that.
Okay.
And so I don't want to. But what's crazy is I know how insane that is. But you saying like, oh, when it's more level, it's like I like that there's operate on like 3 to 4 day periods where my brain's just lightning.
Well, yeah. So I mean, my feeling about it is that that was a hard thing to give up because I also liked it, and I think it was just getting to a point of paying so much attention to that experience and then paying attention to the alternative experience and just not being able, like having both experiences and collecting the data and information unconsciously, subconsciously, and consciously, and then just having an undeniable strengthening intuition through repeated trying of that and having those experiences where it's like I cannot convince myself that the way I've been doing things is better than this other thing that I'm like trying to do. It seems like this is the way. I at least need to spend several years and see what that's like. You know, because it might be a thing I do for like a decade, and then at the end of my 30s I'm like, fuck it, I'm going back to partying, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, but you never really like partied hard, did you?
No, I was never like a super hard partier, but I definitely used to be.
I've seen
much
you drunk
more,
like 2 times.
Yeah, I mean, also like my more party-ish. You've never known me when I was more open to it because
yeah,
no. I would say that was more my college years. Like my last year of college is when I finally kind of like stopped and like put a pin in it. But you know, I definitely was not much of a drinker then. I would drink if certainly, you know, if it was offered to me, I'd usually take a drink. Definitely like a daily stoner. Took psychedelics quite frequently, and yeah, I didn't really experiment with much else, but I did a little bit
as a special treat.
Yeah, like I remember my first, not my first semester, but my second semester in college was the first semester that I lived in an apartment, and there was this like experimental drug going around called MXE.
Oh,
it was like a synthetic snortable thing. You know about that? Yeah, I snorted that a few times. I can't remember who. It was some like weird chick that I think my roommate was bringing over.
That's where research chemicals come from.
And then she started hanging around me and then offered it to me. I was like, yeah, I'll try it. And I tried it and got like some from her, and I shared it with some of my friends, and it was just like this weird, like angry, semi-psychedelic cocaine high.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know, I did a research chemical recently. I was out on a private island, and because I deserve things like that. There's this drug called DOC, and I took it with a little bit of acid because I've been like trying to get back into psychedelics, and I've had like validly kind of like a fear of them or an anxiety about taking them because I've had so many profound experiences with psychedelics before. So like I'm nervous. Like, ooh, I don't know if I'm ready to look at that big picture. I'm scared.
Yeah.
But the research chemical I took completely outwashed the acid, and it was just this very like definitely psychedelic, but mostly just like racy and almost speedy high.
Yeah.
And then I stayed up till sunrise and called coin collectors in the area. Just fucked with them, wasted their time, and then called up I think I called like funeral homes and asked if they had veterans discounts, and just like fucked with them for like that's one of my favorite things, is just calling people and wasting their time.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's very fun. Oh, called a tow truck, and this is like 8 a.m. Yeah, I called a tow truck company. Just be like, my family's stranded on the side of the road, but like, are you a poly friendly towing company? And just explain polyamorism to some like country ass trucker for like a half hour.
Are you a poly friendly tow truck company?
No, just but like, I don't care if you're swingers or whatever. I was like, no. You see, it's like if you have this candle, right? You can take this candle and you can light a bunch of other candles and just saying insane shit to this guy to the point where he just hung up. Then I called back immediately and just slammed him for being not friendly to my poly. Yeah, anti-poly to me and my family.
Well, something I wanted to ask.
So that's
you,
drugs.
Yeah. Something I wanted to ask you while we were on the topic of mental health. We like the 2 times we recorded podcasts together. Like the first one was Variety Box.
Yes.
And then,
I need to delete that from the internet. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Well, the second one, I don't even know if we ever put out or you ever put out, but it was the one we recorded in my room.
I don't know if that ever, because I had hard traction with that for about 4 weeks.
Do you have that audio?
It's got to be on my laptop, yeah.
The reason why is because that was the very beginning of me having my psychotic break. I just didn't say no to you. I was going through it, and you're like, I want to record a podcast, and I should, in hindsight, should have been like, no, I cannot do it. We were hanging out
a decent amount back then, so that would make sense why you would have the psychotic break.
I wouldn't put the psychotic break on you.
I kind of like.
I know you like that idea.
Feel tough.
I know it does, but I wouldn't put it on you at all. I would probably put it more towards the fact of my dad dying, my grandma dying right in front of me, COVID, me smoking a bunch of weed, telling myself that it's ruining my life and continuing to do it.
I'm more powerful than all those things.
But I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't think so.
Anyway, so that was the start of this psychotic break.
Yeah.
Yes, and
I don't know. I it's all a blur to me. I'm just like, the reason why I asked you if you had that is I'm like curious to hear what would come out of my mouth during that.
Now I am too, because
you didn't even know that, did you?
No.
Yeah, dude.
Now I know to be more observant next time.
I mean, I feel like I must have been visibly uncomfortable.
You kind of always look a
little visibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I am always uncomfortable.
Is it just like you always kind of look like you got something in your shoe?
I don't want to.
Have you thought about that? Could just be something in your shoe.
I think it's that I don't want to be alive.
Well,
and I don't have the spine to kill myself.
Well, same, but it's also like I think it's logical to like if you don't want to kill yourself, like, and I think we need to be more open with that because like they'll lock you up. Like if you can't tell a therapist that, which is ridiculous because I think it's logical. Yeah, it's just the thing of like, oh yeah, wanting to die. No shit. Why wouldn't you? Like, why would you not want to do that? But I think if it is a problem if you're like, about to act on it or do it.
Yeah.
Because it's not having a spine. I think it's just like it's rational to, want to check out. It's a very. It makes sense that people would want to do that.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't have any like, to say I don't have the spine to do it. I mean, I think it's pretty on the nose there. It really is just like I'm afraid of dying. That's a scary thing. But I know during that psychotic break, I think it's, like you said, a pretty common thing for people to have suicidal thoughts and that we probably should be able to talk about them more freely without therapists locking us up for it. But I remember distinctly, like, when I hit the point in my break where I said, okay, I absolutely have to stop smoking. I have to stop drinking caffeine. I've got to be real careful about what I eat. And I've got to sleep. I've got to sleep as much as I can to get through this. That's the only way I'm going to get better. And the first few nights were like, it was like 8 p.m. and I would take a melatonin to like ensure that I would go to sleep. And just laying there for that 30 minutes or hour before I could go to sleep in my bed, I remember just like trembling in terror. I was like, so like that we're talking about, I just look visibly uncomfortable. Like that discomfort was just amplified. Like I probably look like I'm usually somewhere between like a 2 or a 4 in being uncomfortable. I was like about a 12 or 14. In
hindsight now, yeah, and I'm gonna dig up that audio. Now I'm curious.
Well, and probably I was probably more like a 8 or a 9 when we recorded, but I'm saying like with these nights when I was like just laying there, hope like go to sleep. just 30 minutes. It just felt like my mind was on fire. And the suicidal thoughts were past that point of it just being like, I don't want to be alive. I want to kill myself. Being like,
you're Googling stuff?
Or no, not even that. And that's what I'm saying. I think even like the point past the very common suicidal thinking, and even kind of like the point you're just joking about it, is where you actually are Googling things, thinking about how you're going to do it, thinking about what note you're going to leave behind, what you're going to say in the note, and to who, what you're going to say is the reason, blah, 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 blah. This was like, fuck all of that. I don't give a shit. The quickest thing that I know I can go do right now is drive in my car, go to the nearest parking deck, get on top of it, jump down head first. And that was like, I'm going to do that right now. And the meditative practice, I feel like, is the only thing that kept me from doing that. Because otherwise, if I was still like completely identifying with my thoughts and emotions, there would have been nothing stopping me. And it was more like, do not do that. But I was like, no, I really feel and think all this. I want to go do it right now. Because I'm so uncomfortable. And so, yeah, the experience I really feel it was like a 2-week period of it being really intense and like me being convinced I had physiological heart problems. I even remember having, because that was how it came on, is going.
I remember that. Yeah. And then you thought your water was poisoning you? Yes.
Yeah, and
yeah, that was, you weren't being very chill then.
Yeah, and I don't
should have had a V8.
Should have had a V8. But it was, it came on because I was smoking pot and just taking one hit and immediately going into a panic attack. It didn't matter whose pot I was smoking, where I was, the environment, any of that.
Totally understand.
And it was like 15 times in a row. And that was when I finally was like, okay, you have to stop. And it was panic attacks that, were convincing me that it wasn't a panic attack and that it was a heart attack. And I was really...
I've had panic attacks. They feel like heart attacks.
But the thing is, even when I wasn't having a panic attack, there really felt like there was like a piece of metal lodged in this area of my chest. Like to the point where I couldn't wear a seatbelt across my chest because it felt so uncomfortable. I would put the seatbelt behind me. And I remember like maybe about a week or two into cutting the things out and sleeping and it kind of getting better each day, like 2 weeks in, I had one of those, like you wake up kind of too early and then you go back to sleep and then you have really intense, vivid dreams or something. I had this really vivid dream that I was like in a version of my bedroom, but it was like a bunch of natural light coming in that kind of like, either early morning or like sunset light. It's a little orange and it was really beautiful looking and like kind of you could see the light rays shining through. And I feel like, I can't remember who, I think it's a woman I know, was like in the bed with me or like in the room with me. And then something, it's kind of vague at this point, but it was like I was waking up in that bed and then my heart started like vibrating violently, like electricity, like thunderbolt hit me and like shocked me and woke me up, or like I think I woke up in my bed, stuck to my side, paralyzed with that feeling still going on in my chest. And I was like I can't grab my phone to call anyone. And I was like, I'm dying. My heart's about to explode. This is it. And I can't move my mouth. I can't shout or anything. And then I woke up for real. It was like a fake wake up. But then I still felt my heart doing it just a little bit when I actually woke up. It was fucking weird, dude.
So I bet like a little bit of that, probably pretty good.
A little bit of that, probably pretty good.
Yeah, like feeling a little bit like that would probably be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like if that was a pill.
Yeah. I don't know what portion of that you would want to feel, but
just like mild. Like I would want to microdose that.
Yeah.
I should get back into therapy.
Maybe. I didn't benefit from it.
Well, my problem, almost kind of with anything, is once something starts working, I'm just like, oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because I was going went for a few months, like a year and a half ago, and it was like going pretty great. And then as soon as I started feeling better, I just flaked to my therapist. I'm gonna call him.
Yeah. Got any more bits?
It's not bit. I've broken it. I'm just here.
Anything else you want to chit chat about?
Nah, I don't know. You got anything? I think we had some good stuff in there. Let's see.
Yeah, maybe there might be something.
Might be something. I don't know. Sorry, I came on marijuana.
It's okay. I ain't mad about it.
Should be.
Okay.
I'm a professional, and I wasn't.
Well, then I am mad about it.
Don't be. Tell me I'm good.
You're good.
Yes.
Good enough.
Good enough to what?
Have on a podcast. Do you think there's any lessons you want to share with the young people? You want to talk about China?
You sent me an interview, questionnaire sheet.
Mm-hmm.
That was at the top.
That you wanted to talk about.
I do not want to talk about China.
How come?
Getting some money.
Why?
I got investors.
This is a bit, though, right?
No. You know what is a bit? Taiwan claiming that it's a sovereign nation.
What if the Russia-Ukraine thing's a bit? Think it might be?
Could be a bit.
What if everything's a bit?
That's kind of what I leaned into.
Kind of seems like that could be your life philosophy.
This. Well, you're kind of, because it's just also fun to just, I don't know, just try to maximize just being silly. It's more fun.
Yeah, I do like thinking about this whole place as a joke.
It kind of
ruins my life to think anything else.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a problems at scale, though, because I not stopped caring, but I have a caveat of how I like to kind of put things now, where it's a problems at scale. So like the things I try to put emotional stake into are things that I can actually affect change it.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just feel like there's too much access to strife, information, and even emotions in the world that we're just not hardline for. Like we're the same. The first people had pretty much the exact same brains as us. Anything to say about that?
No.
I think I did. I use that point a lot when I'm drunk in my house at 3 a.m.
I don't know how accurate that is.
Physiologically, we have pretty much the same brains as like the first people.
Yeah, I can't even confirm. I don't know.
All right, well, we don't need to confirm, because if we confirm, then I can't ramble this off and sound intelligent anymore. But that's a metaphor I think a lot about, and it's just the human condition. So you have these people, and say they live in this valley, right? And your interactions are based off of things you can feel, see, touch. So if you have a problem with a person, it's like you could talk to that person. Anything in your environment, like you can pretty much
interact with.
Yeah, and affect, Yeah. There's still things like, diseases, famines, those would happen, but it's still something that everyone is going through. Like, this is actually happening. So you have all those people, and they live in that valley, right? And then say at the end of the valley, there's this mountain. And I think the human condition, and what makes us like, special animals, is we would have the tendency, of like, oh, I'm going to imagine what's over that mountain.
Yeah.
And then there's certain people who are fucking insane who's like, fucking, I want to go over that goddamn mountain. Like, you're not supposed to know. You're not supposed to have that kind of certainty of information where you know what's over the mountain. Does that make sense? Because now you can pull out your fucking cell phone and be like, I know what's going on over the mountain. It's people use problematic language, and Nancy Pelosi's a cunt.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking insane. And we just have that all the time. And I feel like most people can't break down hey, does this actually affect me? And what can I do about this?
Yes, I do think that people's, I can't even think of a good word for it, but like their domain of what they are aware of is outside of what, like you were saying, maybe it's not exactly the same brain as the first human, but it's close enough where there's not that much difference.
I don't think they operated like that differently from us. There was just more information. Like, I don't think they weren't more or less intelligent than us. It was kind of the same baseline.
Maybe.
If anything,
I feel like there has to be at least some sort of evolutionary progress over.
Oh, obviously, because we're talking about, hundreds of thousands, even, millions of years at this point. Yeah. But I don't think it's that different, because I do think that we still process our environment this very similarly to how those people did. And it's just this, like, that much weight of just, because especially it's like the camp of just getting something to be mad about. It's ridiculous and so apparent. So I guess I believe in everything, and also I don't believe in like anything, which is, I don't know. Still get depressed as shit sometimes, but yeah, I'm not miserable about everything. I'm miserable about, I feel like, is something that either I can change or affect, or something. Things that weigh on me are things that are my duty to change, or, my fault,
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and important.
Yeah, where are we at time-wise?
I think we're getting close to doing an hour. Yeah, we're at 57 minutes, so, we can do 3 more minutes.
We sure can.
Footsie down there.
Yeah, I don't know what do you got going on. What's the rest of your week look like?
Editing photos, editing podcasts. We'll go to the open mic tonight.
That's cool. You're still doing stand up?
Yeah,
sure. I haven't been out in a while. I'll do that tonight.
Yeah, I took a little hiatus last year.
Yeah, I did too, and I said it was going to be for a year, and I don't know, I just haven't like itched to get back.
Yeah, mine was probably a little less than half a year. And then even in that time, I still went up a couple times. Why do you feel like you wanted to take a hiatus?
It stopped being fun. Because not that it wasn't fun, it's just I put so much weight into stand-up for years, and it's like one of the, especially as a creative discipline or just something I was doing, it's the thing that I did like the longest. And I did get a lot of, I had a lot of passion in it, but it was this, I felt, honestly, like a couple years, I felt bad for not giving a fuck about something that I gave a lot of fucks about. And then just kind of took a break last year and just said, like, for a year, it's not the priority. I started working on some writing projects. And then, yeah, just a bunch of other random shit that is not stand-up. And I haven't, like, I've written a decent amount, but I haven't, like, itched to, like, I gotta try this out. Which maybe, maybe I'll hit the ground running again. Maybe it's something I do casually. Maybe I'll never want to. But, I don't know. I've been meaning to hit up Crow. Maybe I'll do that tonight.
Yeah. Might be worth it.
Might be. Well, how often are you like getting up now, though? I like that you just look at the time.
At least once a week.
Really? That's cool. Mostly Crow?
Yeah.
That's cool. I don't know, like I'll do, so the only gigs I've taken have been like, I'll do something that's out of town and like, not like pays a lot of money, but pays it like, it pays for itself. You know what I mean? So like, cause I love doing stand up at like those, like small town with one bar shows. Oh my, I love those. Cause you're the only thing going on. They're actually appreciative, or they're fucking nightmares. But at least like you get to be the thing that's going on in that town, which is so much fun.
Remember Crab Pot?
Vaguely. Was that the one that it was outside and like, Where was that?
It was semi outside. It was like it was a seafood restaurant like deck, and it was really cold. But it was
wrapped in plastic too. Wasn't
they had some heaters, and it was like it was almost like fluorescent lighting in there. And
how did that show go?
I headlined that one, and they liked me a little too much.
Oh no! I remember this one. Yeah, no, it was like a fucking. It was a rally.
It was like I could get away with anything.
Oh yeah, no, it was insane. But the things that are funny about what you bring on stage, it's a lot of times it's funny because of, and I also haven't seen you go up for a while, so I don't know what you're doing, but just
basically the same.
Okay, yeah. So half of it is, not shock value, because that seems That seems like a crude way to put it.
Yeah,
but
it's part of it. But
the interesting thing is saying these ideas, and it's because a lot of those subjects are so taboo. That's part of the humor in it, where these people are just like, he's talking about black guys. All right, just strapped in. I don't remember if they liked me or not. I don't know. That was Crab Pot. That was a fun show.
Yeah, I think you opened it, and then it was Rich Nielsen.
Yes. I don't know. I gotta fight. I might get out there tonight. We'll see.
Yeah.
Probably not gonna. I don't know.
But I also feel like there's at least like one moment we got to cut out a couple minutes. I can't have this be under.
Oh, no, that's fine. Why does it have to be an hour?
Because I'm OCD.
Damn.
Yeah.
I get that's fine. I'm sorry if it hit a little tank, but
no, I think it honestly has. Like I said earlier, the one I did with Timmy earlier, I was bad. Like I think it's on me. I think I'm just not always a good host, and
you got me a glass of water. I'm a pretty good host.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's all I'm good for is.
Nah. Get out of your dang head, mister. You're doing great.
Yeah, I might legit be depressed right now, and maybe shouldn't be doing this while I'm that, but I don't know.
Maybe, well, what are you gonna do with that though? So like, what are you gonna do about that? Rather, you're just gonna like, do you recognize changes you can make that would maybe make you not depressed, or do you think it's just I'm depressed right now?
I think if I could fix my financial situation, I'd be less depressed. That's for sure. I think that's really kind of the only thing I'd like to see how I feel after, because the other seems like the romantic element where it's like it might be good to have someone, but I also feel like that's also asking for more trouble than I want. I mean,
yeah, yes and no. I think it's just about like validity and comfort, like kind of in yourself in that one, you know?
Yeah.
Because if you can't, it's fucked up if you actually want to be with like somebody, but you can't sell them. Like if you can't sell you on you,
I can't.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it doesn't make sense to pursue that.
Yeah, or just bring somebody else into it. Oof.
Yeah. No, it's bad.
Yeah, it's not good.
And I have a problem with selling something that I don't fully believe in. I can't fake it.
Yeah, well, that's why Little Caesars is your sponsor.
Yeah, because I fully believe in
them.
And
they match your values. A lot of people say Little Caesars doesn't exist. I believe in them.
Yeah, I believe in them.
People are saying that.
That Little Caesars doesn't exist?
Yeah.
Well,
people are saying it. I just said it.
That is not cool, nor is it important.
Are you in trouble with the brand?
Am I in trouble with the brand?
Am I going to get you in trouble with the brand if I'm a Little Caesars truther?
No.
Okay.
Do you believe they don't exist?
I believe people believe that.
But do you?
Why does it matter what I believe?
Okay. I don't think Little Caesars gives a shit what you believe.
But no, that's not true.
I do know that's true.
No. I'm in Little Caesars' head. Rent free. They can't kick me out either because their head still has a weird fucking COVID clause where they can't evict me.
How could you possibly be in Little Caesars' head when you didn't even know about their fucking corncob crust pizza?
Baby, I'm in their head. They're not mine. They're obsessed with me. They won't stop calling.
I don't know what that feels like.
You've been on the other end of that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I live.
Oof. That's not fun.
I got to make some calls after this.
No, anytime you get the inkling, like, I'm going to call her. Just call like a coin collector instead.
Call the suicide hotline.
Have
you ever called them?
Once is like a joke in 5th grade. Like I Frank called him in like 5th grade and then just got like the operator kept calling me ma'am.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But I had to yeah, but it was like a fucking 45-minute wait time too, and I finally got on. Then I got nervous. I was like, I don't actually want to kill myself.
45-minute wait time for the suicide hotline.
Yeah. And I got Mr.
Dude, I would kill myself.
Exactly. Like, it's insane. I heard it got better. I don't know though. I mean, I'm sure that saves lives. Well, I mean, it obviously saves lives. Have you ever called the suicide hotline?
I almost did one time, and then I said, nah.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not doing that.
Oh, I mean, there's people I would call first. I don't know. I got a weird. I'm not going to share that publicly. Never mind.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be a good way to wrap this. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. This has been the Creativity Theory Podcast. Sorry for another episode like this. Maybe I'll get better, and maybe I won't. Maybe I'll end up quitting and dissolving this whole thing because I just don't care. I don't care about anything. I don't care about this life. It's going to be over one day, and it's going to be sooner than you think.
I'm sorry I showed up on marijuana. This could have been better. But yeah, this is a pleasure. What was your name? Camera?
Yeah.
All right.
Bye, everybody.